The text message from my mother arrived at exactly 6:47 p.m. Family meeting, non-negotiable. Your father and I expect you here by 7:30. My stomach dropped. In my family, non-negotiable usually meant someone was about to get emotionally steamrolled. I'm Jolie, and at 36, I should have known better than to show up. But here I was, walking into my parents' pristine living room, where my sister Tatum sat perched on the edge of the cream sofa, practically vibrating with excitement. Mom and Dad flanked her like proud bodyguards. "You're late," Mom said, checking her watch. "It's 7:33? Traffic." I settled into the armchair furthest from them, already sensing the ambush. Tatum couldn't contain herself. "I'm engaged." She thrust her hand forward, a massive diamond catching the light. "Dallas proposed last night, and we're planning the most amazing wedding. I've already talked to the Ritz-Carlton about dates." "Congratulations," I managed, though my throat felt tight. Last week I'd been counting out pills for my latest IVF cycle, praying this round would finally work. Mom cleared her throat. "That's actually why we called you here, dear. The wedding Tatum deserves, well, it's going to require a significant investment." "What does that have to do with me?" "We know about your savings," Dad said quietly. "The money you've been setting aside for your treatments." My hands began to shake. "No, be reasonable," Mom snapped. "You've been trying for what, 3 years now? Maybe this is a sign. Your sister needs this wedding. Her followers expect something spectacular." "Her followers?" I laughed, but it came out hollow. "I need that money to have a child." Tatum's lower lip trembled. "You're being selfish. This is my moment." "Clearly," Mom said, her voice ice cold, "you're not meant to be a mother. Why else would God keep denying you? At least this way, your money could do something meaningful for the family." The room went silent. I stood up slowly, my chair scraping against the hardwood floor. "You want to know what's meaningful? Me walking out that door and never looking back." "If you leave now," Mom called after me, "don't expect to be welcome at the wedding." I didn't turn around. For the first time in my life, their threats felt empty. My phone buzzed at 3 a.m., another notification. I clicked it, already knowing what I'd find. Tatum's latest Instagram reel showed her dabbing tears with a monogrammed handkerchief. Sometimes the people who should support you the most just don't. Toxic family, sharp wedding drama, shades healing. The comments flooded in instantly. "OMG, who could be so cruel to you?" "I bet it's that sister who never shows up in your posts." "Some people are just jealous of others' happiness." I switched off my phone, but it kept lighting up. Screenshots from distant relatives, former college friends, even my old hairdresser, all of them sharing Tatum's posts, asking if I was okay, telling me I should do the right thing. My best friend Rachel called. "Have you seen what your mom just posted?" I opened Facebook. There it was, a lengthy post about watching one daughter flourish while another chooses darkness. 300 likes already. "I'm coming over," Rachel said. "Don't do anything stupid." But I was already doing something methodical. I opened my laptop and started downloading every manipulative text, every guilt-tripping email from the past decade. I recorded a voice memo of my mother's words from last night. "You're not meant to be a mother." My phone rang again, Dr. Boyd's office. "Ms. Jolie, there's something unusual in your latest genetic screening. We'll need to speak with your mother about her family history. Some markers aren't quite matching up." I sat up straighter. "What do you mean, not matching up?" "Well, there are certain genetic markers we'd expect to see inherited from your maternal line, but—" A text from Mom cut across my screen. Take down that passive-aggressive Facebook status about toxic family patterns immediately. You're embarrassing us." I hadn't posted anything, but as I stared at her message, something clicked. Years of being the family outcast. The constant comparisons to Tatum, Mom's reluctance to share old baby photos. "Dr. Boyd," I said slowly, "I think we should schedule that consultation about genetic markers. In fact, I have some questions of my own." For the first time since the family meeting, I smiled. Sometimes the best revenge isn't fighting back, it's letting the truth do the work for you. "I always knew something was off about how they treated you," Hope said, pouring more wine into my glass. "My cousin looked exactly as I remembered. Wild curly hair, bright eyes, zero filter. Remember when Aunt Monica threw me out for being gay? You were the only one who called to check on me." We sat in her small apartment, photos of her travels and activism work covering the walls. It had taken me 3 days to work up the courage to contact her after finding her Instagram. "Why didn't you ever tell me your suspicions?" I asked. Hope leaned forward. "Would you have believed me? You were so desperate for their approval back then." My phone buzzed. Another message from Mom. "Tatum's having a breakdown over your selfishness. Fix this." Hope grabbed my phone and read it. "Jesus, still playing the same games?" She hesitated. "There's something you should know. Before I got kicked out, I overheard Monica and Ross fighting about you. Something about papers they needed to destroy." My hand shook as I pulled up Dr. Boyd's number. I put it on speaker. "Dr. Boyd, it's Jolie. About those genetic markers?" "Ah, yes." Papers rustled in the background. "Your mitochondrial DNA shows patterns inconsistent with what we'd expect from your mother's line. Have you discussed this with your family?" "Not yet," I said, catching Hope's eye, "but I'd like you to call my mother directly about it, for medical accuracy. Of course, we'll need a complete family history anyway." After hanging up, Hope grabbed my hands. "You're going to let him expose it, aren't you? They want a perfect family story. Let's give them one. But this time I'm writing it." My phone lit up again. A text from Maxwell, my ex. "Saw Tatum's post. Need to talk. It's about why your mom really made us break up." Hope read over my shoulder and whistled. "The plot thickens." I finished my wine in one gulp. You know what the worst part is? All this time I thought something was wrong with me. Turns out the only thing wrong was believing their lies. "So what's the plan?" Hope asked, a mischievous glint in her eye. "First we let Dr. Boyd make that call. Then," I smiled, "we let truth go viral." "Mom, I've been thinking about what you said." I kept my voice deliberately soft on the phone. "Maybe we can discuss the wedding budget." "Finally showing some sense," she replied. "Come over tomorrow." Instead, I met Maxwell at a coffee shop downtown. He looked older than I remembered, but his eyes still held that same kindness that once made me fall for him. "Your mother had dirt on you," he said without preamble. "She showed me adoption paperwork. Said if I didn't break things off, she'd make sure everyone knew you were unwanted." The coffee turned bitter in my mouth. What paperwork? Medical records, blood type discrepancies. "She said she'd protected you from the truth, but would expose everything if I didn't leave." My phone buzzed. Hope's text. "Dr. Boyd's calling Monica in 10 minutes. You ready?" I dialed the clinic's number, putting it on speaker. Maxwell squeezed my hand as we listened. "Mrs. Summers, this is Dr. Boyd. We need to discuss some genetic anomalies in Jolie's file." Mom's voice crackled through. "I'm quite busy with my other daughter's wedding plans." "It's regarding maternal DNA markers. They don't match your profile." Silence then. There must be a mistake. No mistake. The tests are quite clear. For Jolie's IVF treatment to proceed, we need accurate genetic history. Was there perhaps an adoption? Stop. Mom's voice shook. Ross, get in here. I heard my father's muffled voice. What's wrong? That clinic, they know. I'll handle it, Dad said. Jolie can come by. We'll give her the paperwork privately. No paperwork, Dr. Boyd interrupted. We need verified medical records uploaded to our system. The line went dead. Maxwell stared at me. Holy shit. My phone lit up with Tatum's latest Instagram story. Tears streaming down her face. Caption reading, when your own sister destroys your dream wedding and your family's reputation, may our betrayed. I screenshot it, then typed a message to Hope. Time for phase 2. Release the Reddit post. You sure? She replied. I looked at Maxwell, thought of all the years of lies, of feeling broken and wrong. Post it. The Reddit post exploded overnight. My influencer sister demanded my IVF savings for her wedding. Then I discovered I was the family's biggest secret. Hope had crafted it perfectly, weaving in screenshots of Tatum's tearful Instagram stories alongside Mom's manipulative texts. Within hours, it hit the front page. My phone rang. Dad, what have you done? His voice trembled. Your mother's hysterical. Tatum's losing sponsors. Tell me the truth, I said. All of it. A long pause. It was before Monica and I were married. A woman named Sarah. She couldn't keep you. Monica agreed to raise you as her own, but she never really did she? She tried. No, she didn't. My other line beeped, Dr. Boyd. Jolie, your mother just called. Hysterical, demanding we destroy your medical records. I need you to know that's not happening. Also, he hesitated. Given the circumstances, you qualify for our family building grant. Tatum's face appeared on my Instagram feed, mascara streaked. To my loyal followers, in light of recent events, I need to be transparent. Yes, there's family drama. Yes, my wedding plans are affected, but my heart is pure. The comments weren't sympathetic this time. Wow, forcing your sister to give up having a baby? That's cold. Unfollowing. Can't support someone this toxic. Team Jolie all the way. My phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number. This is Dallas. Wedding's off. Can't marry into this mess. Sorry. Then Mom called. I let it go to voicemail. How dare you? Do you know what you've done? The Ritz-Carlton pulled Tatum's venue booking. Her sponsors are demanding money back. Your father, he's admitted everything. About Sarah, about how we weren't even married when, I can't even say it. You've ruined us. Ruined everything. I typed out one response. Funny how the truth does that sometimes. Then I opened my email to find a message from the fertility clinic's grant committee. Congratulations! Your IVF treatment has been fully funded. For the first time in years, I felt light, free. The truth hadn't just set me free, it had given me my future back. Your story resonated with so many women, Hope said, scrolling through her phone. We sat in Dr. Boyd's waiting room for my first funded IVF appointment. The Reddit post has gone viral on Twitter now. Our toxic family truth is trending. My own phone hadn't stopped buzzing. Women sharing similar stories, journalists requesting interviews, even Tatum's former sponsors reaching out to hear my side. Look at this. Hope showed me Tatum's latest post, a black and white photo of her crying in bed, taking time to heal. Sometimes family isn't what you thought. Swipe up for 20% off therapy apps. Still trying to monetize the drama? I muttered. The nurse called my name, but before I could stand, the waiting room TV caught my attention. Mom's face filled the screen. "Want to address these vicious rumors?" she was saying to a local news reporter. "My daughter Jolie was indeed adopted, but we loved—" "That's a lie," Dad's voice interrupted off camera. "Monica, stop! No more lies!" The camera swung to catch him stepping forward. "Jolie is my biological daughter with Sarah Williams. Monica and I weren't married then. We agreed to raise her together, but—" He looked directly into the camera. "I failed you, Jolie. I let Monica treat you differently. I watched it happen for years." The nurse touched my shoulder. "Dr. Boyd's ready." In his office, Dr. Boyd smiled warmly. "Your story's making waves in the fertility community. We've had 3 clinics reach out about starting similar grant programs." "I never meant to start a movement," I said. "Sometimes the truth does that on its own." He checked my file. "Now, about your treatment plan." My phone buzzed. A text from Maxwell. "Turn on entertainment tonight. Your sister's wedding planner just exposed everything." I looked up at Dr. Boyd. "Can we pause for just a minute?" He nodded, and I pulled up the live stream. The wedding planner, perfectly coiffed, was mid-sentence. "Demanded we inflate all prices by 40% so her sister would have to pay more. I have the emails to prove it." "Ready to continue?" Dr. Boyd asked gently. I switched off my phone. "Yes, I'm finally ready to focus on my future." The security guard at my parents' gated community recognized me from the news. "Good luck in there," he said, waving me through. Mom's Mercedes sat in the driveway, covered in pollen. Untouched for days. I rang the doorbell. No answer. Used my old key. "How dare you just walk in?" Mom stood in the kitchen, looking smaller somehow. No makeup, hair unwashed. "Haven't you done enough damage?" "We need to talk." "About what? How you destroyed your sister's life? Her engagement? Her career?" "About how you destroyed mine for 36 years. She flinched. "Why?" I asked. "Why did you agree to raise me if you couldn't love me?" "I did love you." She gripped the counter. "I tried, but every time I looked at you, I saw your father's betrayal, saw Sarah, the perfect woman he left me for." "Left you for? You said you weren't even married then." "We were engaged." Her laugh was bitter. "He came back to me, chose me. But then you arrived, and I had to raise another woman's child." "You didn't have to. You chose to." "For appearances." She slammed her hand down. "Do you know what divorce meant in our circle back then? What single motherhood meant for Sarah? Your father promised we could be perfect, normal, but you—" Tears streaked her face. "You never fit the image?" My phone buzzed. Dr. Boyd's office. "Excuse me," I said, answering. "Hello?" "Jolie, congratulations. The embryo transfer was successful. You're pregnant." The room spun. "What?" "Twins, actually. Both embryos took." Mom stared at me. "You're—" I walked to the door, then turned back. "I don't hate you, Mom, but I don't need you anymore." "Neither will my children." "Children?" Her voice cracked. "Twins. And they'll never wonder if they're loved. They'll never be part of someone's perfect image. They'll just be perfectly themselves." I left her standing there, mascara streaming down her face, looking at the space where her fake family portrait used to hang. In my car, Hope had texted. "Well," I replied, "it's done, and I'm pregnant with twins." Holy shit, coming over with ice cream. The real story's just beginning. For once, she was absolutely right. "Ready to meet your mom?" Hope asked, adjusting my hospital gown. "The real one, I mean." I stared at the letter in my hands, received just yesterday. Sarah's handwriting was delicate, like mine. She'd seen the viral story, recognized Dad's name, connected the dots. What if she's just like Monica? I whispered. Then we walk away. Hope squeezed my hand. But you don't have to decide now. You've got 2 babies coming in a few hours. Doctor. Boyd knocked and entered. How's our star patient? Terrified, excited, everything. Your story changed lives, you know, he said, checking my vitals. 3 more clinics started genetic trauma grants, and that Reddit post required reading in medical ethics now. My phone lit up. Tatum had posted again, starting my healing journey as a life coach. DM for rates, due personal growth, and live authentic. Hope snorted. Some people never change. But I did, I said, setting the phone aside. And that's enough. A contraction hit. Dr. Boyd checked the monitors. It's time. Hours later, holding my daughters, I understood why Monica could never love me. She'd been too focused on the perfect image to see the perfect reality. Love doesn't need filters or followers or carefully curated stories. Hope filmed the babies sleeping. For your new Instagram? No, I smiled, just for us. A nurse appeared with more paperwork. Birth certificates. Names? Truth and Grace, I said without hesitation. Hope raised an eyebrow. Really? No, I laughed. Emma and Olivia, but they'll always know their truth and they'll always have grace, unlike some people we know. Speaking of, Hope held up Sarah's letter. What are you going to tell her? I looked at my daughters, then at the response I drafted on my phone. Dear Sarah, I'm not angry. I'd like to meet, but first there are 2 little people you should know about. They're teaching me that family isn't about perfect pictures or public approval. It's about showing up, being real, and loving without conditions. If you're interested in that kind of family, we have room for one more. Send it, Hope said softly. I did. Then I held my daughters closer, knowing that sometimes the happiest endings start with the hardest truths.